Up on the floor behind me, you can see a variety of fast food restaurants that I assume we are all very familiar with and eat at. I personally do not like fast food, although I know that the average American consumes a copious amount of fast food on a regular basis. In fact, according to Cheryl Frere, a health statistician at the Center of Disease Control, she was quoted in a CNN Health article by Jacqueline Howard on October 3rd of 2018 that approximately 84.6 million Americans consume fast food on any given day in the United States. And even though many of us enjoy the simplicity and convenience of ordering an already made meal, have you ever thought of the negative effects that these types of foods have on us, and especially if we choose to eat them on a regular basis? Throughout my speech, I'm not only going to discuss fast foods, but any types of unhealthy foods that could potentially harm your body. Today, I will inform you on unhealthy foods, how eating unhealthy foods can cause a multitude of health risks and diseases, and the impact that unhealthy eating has on thousands of farm animals. Therefore, as I explain to you these different aspects of unhealthy eating, I hope that I can convince you to stop overindulging in these unnecessary foods and to start choosing healthier options. There are many forms of unhealthy foods that we all have availability to and can eat a lot of if we choose to do so. Although, hence the term unhealthy, it is important that we do not eat these many types of foods. Up on the board, you can now see many different examples of unhealthy foods that we should not be eating. And the reason we should not be eating these types of foods is because these types of food have no nutrition. But what exactly is nutrition, you may be wondering? Well, according to Natalie Butler, a corporate dietitian, she stated in an article from Medical News Today on September 1st, 2017, that nutrition, which can also be called nourishment, is the supply of materials from food required by organisms and cells to stay alive. Different examples of nutrients that we should be eating are small amounts of fats, proteins, carbohydrates, vitamins, and minerals. Moreover, if you eat a lot of unhealthy food, then the main nutrient that you will be eating is fats. Notice earlier how I stated that you should be eating a small amount of fat. And even though some fats are healthy for you, such as fats found in avocados and fish, there are many that are not. For example, if you eat a large fry and a Big Mac at McDonald's, you are consuming at least 57 grams of fat. According to doctors from the Cleveland Clinic, it was published on November 28th of 2014 in one of their medical articles that statistics of the dietary reference intake show adults should only have up to 44 grams of fat per day. So if you choose to eat one meal at McDonald's, you are already overconsuming the amount of fat that you should be eating. Fatty foods are high in calories, sugars, and salts, and these are all things that are non-beneficial for us and only cause weight gain. Now I will talk about protein. Proteins that we should be eating can be found in foods such as yogurt and oatmeal. When you think of protein, you probably think that you should be getting most of your proteins from meats. However, this is not the case. Eating large amounts of meat is very unhealthy for you. Neil Osterwile, a scientific writer, contributed to a popular website called WebMD that during the year of 2018, anyone who eats an 8-ounce steak typically served in restaurants is getting more protein than their bodies need. Plus, they are getting a hefty amount of artery-clogging fat along with it. Therefore, it is best to not overindulge in meats. Furthermore, carbs are another important nutrient. Carbs are our body's main source of energy. Healthy carbs are found in whole wheat breads and pastas, and unhealthy carbs are found in white breads and pastas. And it is not beneficial to eat these types of foods because they are slowly digested in our bodies. I personally partake in a low-carb diet because of this. The next important nutrients that I will talk about are vitamins and minerals. Vitamins and minerals come from many different types of fruits and vegetables, and they are a great source of nutrients for our body. In short, after having discussed the different types of nutrients, I hope you all now have an idea of what types of foods you should be eating and what types of foods you should not be. Proper nutrition is not only important for keeping our bodies running smoothly, but it is also important for keeping us healthy, which brings me to my next topic: the health risks and diseases that can occur due to unhealthy eating. While eating an unhealthy meal, the thought of what you are consuming having negative repercussions on your body is probably the last thing on your mind. Although I'm here to tell you that there are many different diseases that can occur due to unhealthy eating. A few examples of these are heart disease, type 2 diabetes, cancer, and obesity. Although, for time purposes, I'm only going to discuss 2 of these examples, the first being cancer. Unhealthy eating can cause many different forms of cancer. Rachel Rettner, a health journalist, published an article for a website called Live Science on May 22, 2019, that among U.S. adults, an estimated 80,110 new cancer cases were tied to poor diet. Diets that can cause cancer are low in whole grains, fruits, and vegetables, and are high in overprocessed red meats and sodas. Studies show that people who are diagnosed with cancer due to unhealthy eating are typically overweight or obese, which I will now discuss. I felt that it was important for me to speak about obesity with you all today because West Virginia is ranked the #1 state for people who struggle with obesity. Jake Flatley, a reporter for the West Virginia Metro News, stated on September 12, 2019, that 39.5% of adults who live in West Virginia are considered to be obese. Although West Virginia is not the only state that has this problem, for there are many that do. According to an article for the Institute of Health Metrics and Evaluation, it was published on May 28, 2014, by a journalist named Christopher Murray, that an estimated 160 million Americans are obese. Therefore, it is evident that obesity is a worldwide issue. Furthermore, since cancer and obesity are both very serious health problems, I felt that it was important for me to discuss them with you today. It is important for us to start making healthier decisions about what we are putting into our bodies, and it is also important for us to remember what can happen to us in the long run if we choose to eat these unhealthy foods. The last topic that I'm going to talk about is the impact that unhealthy eating has on thousands of farm animals. As I had talked about earlier, eating large amounts of meat is very unhealthy for you. Plus, when you choose to eat this unhealthy meat, you are advocating for the killing of thousands upon thousands of different farm animals on a regular basis. According to Alex Thornton, a senior writer for the World Economic Forum, he stated on February 8 of 2019 that an estimated 50 million chickens are slaughtered for food every year, while nearly 1.5 billion pigs are also killed for food. Not only this, but 500 million sheep are killed every year, and more than 29 million cows are killed for their meat products. This is only a few examples of animals that are killed regularly to produce food. So, if you choose to eat these unhealthy meats, these cute and cuddly animals go from this to this. If you all want to partake in a healthier lifestyle, you would be contributing to saving many smart and loving creatures. This is because with your new healthy lifestyle, you wouldn't be consuming as much meat. And you would also be benefiting your own health, so it's a win-win situation. In conclusion, now that I have told you the basics of unhealthy food, the types of illnesses and diseases that are caused by unhealthy eating, and the impact that unhealthy eating has on innocent farm animals, I hope that you have started to reconsider eating certain foods that you would normally eat. The next time you're trying to decide whether you want to eat a burger or a salad, I ask you to please remember all of the things that I have told you today. Healthy eating is not something that I have perfected, but it is something that I work on every day to improve, and I encourage you all to do the same.